And welcome back everybody to another video review. In today's video, and I have over 100 different shoe reviews in case you want to check them out. We're going to be checking out two different kind of Merrell cheap shoes and which one you should get for yourself, including the Alverstone and man, this is like the weirdest name ever. The Alverstone. Can't get it right. Anyways, you'll be checking it out, two different kind of shoes, and figuring out which one is right for you in this video. Now, before we get started, make sure you sub to this channel. There's going to be a link right down below, and press on the bell sign so you never miss another single video. So let's find out which is the best shoe out of both of those. Head-to-head competition. So I wanted to do a video review of two different really cheap kind of Merrell shoes. This one is the Yokota 2. This is the Alverstone. Pretty much both of them are very identical, almost the same exact shoe over here. So we're going to be starting, well, my dog actually said we will start with that one. This one is the Yokota number 2. So the Yokota was the first one before the Alverstone even existed, and then he decided to go ahead and switch to this one, which is the Alverstone, which is the part 2 of the same exact shoe over here. I actually like this one a bit more because of some specific factors that make this one just a little bit better. Now, both shoes sport the Merrell bottoms, which are inferior to the Vibrams. Vibrams feel so much better, but this actually, if you get with Vibram, you have to get a different kind of shoe, and it's going to be just way more expensive. So if you want the really cheap Merrells, but you want to really break this down and don't care about ruining a pair of shoes, this is the one for you to get, pretty much. Yokota number 2 is actually the first generation versus the Alverstone, and they come in different sizes, colors, and everything else. Now, the biggest difference between both of them is really the material over here, and the older version is actually better built than the newer version, and here's why. Over here, there's very good stitching for the top here, and I have the roll top version and still didn't break. I have been using it for 2 years now, so it's really good material over here, and this doesn't rip apart either. There is double stitching, so there is stitching over here, and over here there is a lot of material that's going to prevent this from ripping apart, and this specific one is even waterproof, which is good, and it's just a coat of something, some kind of a silicone thing over this. I don't know what it is exactly. I think it's more like some nanoparticles that have been used to make sure it is waterproof. So it's not like the best thing out there. I really like the leather waterproofing versus the coating over it, because it just goes away after a year. Now, the second thing that I like about this one is that over here we have the metal. This is just comes in the high top versions. The low tops of the same shoe doesn't actually have the metallic over here, so that's the good thing about this shoe. Now, the Alverstone, which is the same identical kind of a shoe in every possible way, is just an inferior same shoe, same thing, except this is not stitched as well. It doesn't have the same material. It's actually stitched into the leather, and that's more likely to get ripped. This is how I would have liked this thing to be made. This should have been right here. So to save money, they put this right there instead. In the other shoe, it is metallic. So you can see the really different quality between two same shoes. That this one is actually much better. Over here, there's a lot of leather stitching around, and this is suede, by the way, and there's very few of those holes that are not as good. And in this one, it's all around. You can see that this material, they got rid of a lot of leather, and this is to save money. Pretty much this is just a cheaper version of the same exact shoe, and to save a lot of cash they decided to get away with less leather, less suede, and more man-made material, no metallic in the other one. And this good thing right here, they took it away. There's only one right here. So this is actually going to rip much more faster, but it looks much more better. I think the styling is just kind of better looking over here. And on the bottoms, they're sporting the same bottoms, both of them. And those bottoms do last. They're going to last you quite some time. And you can see right here, this is the same exact shoe. And this one I have been using for about 2 years now. I want to show you this so you can tell what happens to the shoe with heavy use. So right here you can see what's going on here. Just a little bit of the material itself is having some issues here, but on the bottoms, not bad. There's just some fading away right here, already having some issues, but pretty much it is holding pretty good for the older version of the same exact shoe. We don't have that much issues. Now on the other hand, on this side, you can see right here, now this material is starting to get a little bit, start to look worn out. This is why I don't like suede. Suede is just cheap. This is just like a cheap shoe, and the stitching already falling apart, but the shoe is not falling apart, which is a good thing. So this is definitely an upgrade in some ways, getting this one right here. And it is high top, but yet it is the same exact cheap material. You should expect this to last about a year or two, or a year after really heavy use, 2 years, it's going to be still good, maybe even 3 years. This thing is going to still go pretty solid. It is good material. It's not the best material, but it's good. On the other hand, if you're going to get this thing right here, well, you're asking for trouble. This shoe, the new version, is just so much more inferior, made even more cheaper materials, and it was cheap already to begin with. So this $70 shoe cost about the same amount, and yet you are not getting the same exact material, a lot more, less suede, more of those holes, which is venting. In some ways it's good, but you know, you get rid of all the good stuff out of the shoe, and you still leave the cheap stuff in here, and pretty much it's a cheaper version of the same exact thing. So I don't like that this much. This one I would recommend if you're looking for some cheap sneaker, like the beat thing, that you're going to be beating it to the ground, and you don't care about this. This is the thing to get. It is cheap, it is ugly looking, and if you're going to be hiking and you don't care about the shoe, extra pair of Beatles, this is the one I recommend for you to get pretty much here. I had the low top version. It did pretty good. I think the high top is even better, getting more extra protection over here, the metal over here, and it's all you need for the shoe itself. There's not much to be asked in this price range. It is pretty good for like $70. If you can get this for like cheaper than 70, yeah, knock yourself out. This is definitely the shoe for you to get. Thank you so much for watching this video, and you probably already know which is the answer, but I might as well just give it to you right here. So this one gets the thumbs down because of the cheapness, build quality. This is just not a good shoe. And this one, totally plus on a cheap shoe side, definitely is the better build, the better quality, and possibly the better looking as well here. So let me know down below what you think of this, which is the shoe you'll be getting, and maybe suggesting which is the next shoe should I be reviewing as well, or the next product. See you inside in another episode of the Geek Tech Show. It does bounce around pretty good, doesn't it? Whoa.